I used to believe that love was a desperate search for the missing piece of myself. I thought it was a beautiful, frantic puzzle where two jagged halves might, if they were lucky, finally click into place and create a fragile, temporary whole. I spent years searching for that other half, someone to fill the echoing caverns within me, to quiet the restless winds of my own incompletion. But the day I met Ilara, I didn't find a missing piece. I found another ocean, as vast and as deep as my own. Our story did not begin with the lightning strike of desperate need, but with the quiet dawn of mutual recognition. We met not in a crowded bar or through the frantic swiping of a digital screen, but at a silent meditation retreat, nestled in a valley that seemed to hum with the earth's own quiet song. For a week we didn't speak a word, yet in the shared stillness, in the gentle way she tended to a wilting flower in the garden, in the peaceful gaze she held as she watched the sun dip below the mountains, I felt a resonance I had never known. It wasn't the pull of magnetism, which so often is just the friction of two opposing voids. It was the harmonious hum of two instruments, already perfectly in tune with the universe, now playing their melodies side by side. When we finally spoke, our first words felt like a continuation of a conversation that had been going on for lifetimes, a conversation held in the silent language of being. This is the foundation upon which our world is built. Before Ilara, my relationships were contracts of unspoken expectations. I gave you my attention, you gave me your validation. I offered my strength to hide your insecurity, you offered your charm to soothe my loneliness. We were traders in a marketplace of emotion, constantly calculating our debts and our profits, terrified of being shortchanged. We clung to each other not out of love, but out of a deep-seated fear of our own emptiness. The love was conditional, a fortress built to keep the fear of abandonment at bay. But with Ilara, there is no contract. There is only a choice, a conscious, deliberate choice made every single morning, not from a place of lack, but from a place of profound abundance. I do not need Ilara. This is the most beautiful and liberating truth of our connection. I came to her already whole, having journeyed deep into my own inner wilderness and made peace with the landscapes I found there. I had learned to be the source of my own light, the anchor in my own storm. I had realized that the universe was not something outside of me, but the very consciousness breathing through me. And she had done the same. She is not a crutch for my spirit, nor I for hers. We are two sovereign stars, orbiting not because gravity compels us, but because we delight in sharing the same patch of sky. Our relationship is not a merger of two incomplete companies. It is a creative collaboration between two self-sustaining universes who have chosen to dance together. This freedom is the air our love breathes. There is no possessiveness, no need to control, because how can you possess an ocean? How can you cage a star? The fear of loss dissolves when you realize that what you have is not a possession, but a shared experience, a gift freely given and freely received in every moment. Our communication reflects this inner freedom. It is a space of radical transparency and profound respect. We have disagreements, of course. We are two distinct expressions of life with unique perspectives. I might see the wisdom in building a sturdy fence around our garden, while she sees the beauty in letting it blur into the wild meadow beyond. In a past life, this would have become a battle of wills, a power struggle where winning the argument was more important than preserving the connection. But now it becomes an exploration. I listen not to form a rebuttal, but to truly understand the world through her eyes. She listens to understand mine. We don't seek compromise, which often leaves both parties feeling a little diminished. We seek a higher third way, a creative solution that honors both our truths. And if we can't find one, we simply allow the disagreement to be. It does not threaten the foundation of our bond, because our bond is not built on agreement. It is built on love, and love is vast enough to hold all perspectives. Even more telling than our words are our silences. I remember relationships where silence was a weapon, a cold void filled with unspoken resentment and anxiety. With Ilara, silence is a sanctuary. We can spend hours together, reading in the same room, gardening side by side, or simply watching the clouds drift by without a single word exchanged. It is not an empty silence. It is a full silence, pregnant with peace, understanding, and a deep, unspoken communion. In that shared stillness, our souls converse in a language far more eloquent than words. It's in these moments I understand that we are not just two people in a relationship. We are two conscious beings sharing a sacred space, holding a field of peace for one another. Because we have both done the hard work of transcending the ego's games, our home is a drama-free zone. There is no manipulation, no guilt-tripping, no passive aggression. There are no power struggles for dominance or clinging jealousy born from insecurity. The fear of abandonment, that great ghost that haunts so many relationships, has no place here. We both know that our ultimate security lies not in each other, but within our own connection to life itself. This understanding profoundly changes the nature of our physical intimacy. It is not a tool for validation, a way to prove our desirability, or a desperate act to feel connected. It is a celebration. It is a playful, sacred exploration of consciousness in physical form. It is two expressions of the universe, delighting in the sensory miracle of existence, a dance of energy that leaves us feeling more connected, not just to each other, but to the entire cosmos. This freedom extends to our time apart. Last summer, Elara felt a deep calling to spend 2 months living in a small coastal village, painting the ever-changing sea. In a previous version of my life, this would have triggered every alarm bell of insecurity and fear. The distance would have felt like a threat. But with her, my immediate honest feeling was one of joy. Joy for her art, for her soul's adventure. I missed her presence, yes, but it was a sweet, gentle ache, not a desperate, anxious void. We are like two trees with deep, independent root systems. We stand together, our branches may even intertwine, but we do not depend on the other for our stability. We can stand strong and beautiful together, and we can stand strong and beautiful apart. We embrace change and the inherent impermanence of all forms, including our own relationship. If our paths were to diverge tomorrow, there would be sadness, but there would not be devastation, because our wholeness does not depend on the other's presence. Our love is not an attachment, it is an appreciation, a deep and abiding gratitude for the time our dance has lasted. When conflicts do arise, as they inevitably do in life, we treat them not as battles but as opportunities. A challenge becomes a curriculum for our growth. A misunderstanding becomes an invitation to cultivate deeper compassion and clarity. There is no winning or losing. The only victory is a deeper understanding of ourselves and each other. There is a profound generosity in the way we support one another's evolution. I am her greatest cheerleader in her journey of becoming, and she is mine. We see the divine potential in each other and hold that vision, especially when one of us forgets it for a moment. Perhaps the most beautiful and unexpected gift of this connection is the field of consciousness it creates. It's a tangible energy of peace and love that radiates from our home. Our friends and family feel it. Our neighbor, a young man named Ben, who was going through a tumultuous breakup, once sat in our kitchen and after a long silence said, "I don't know what it is about you two, but just being here, it makes me feel like everything is going to be okay." He wasn't talking about his relationship, he was talking about himself. Our love isn't an exclusive, inward-facing bubble. It is an open, generative force. It doesn't take energy from the world, it contributes a frequency of peace to it. It is a living testament that love doesn't have to be a struggle or a compromise. It can be a sanctuary, a laboratory for growth, and a beacon of light. It is the natural expression of two souls who have come home to themselves, and in doing so, have found their true home in each other, not as a final destination, but as a beautiful, shared journey into the infinite heart of existence.